auctioning maven. In today's video, it's all about auctions. I get so many questions when it comes to how to purchase a house at the auction. I am an actual auctioneer. I do conduct auctions here in downtown Memphis. So I am going to answer all of the questions that I get when it comes to purchasing a house at the auction. So if you are interested in learning more, please keep watching. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay guys, so let's jump right in. I got my clipboard so I don't forget anything. So first things first, a little bit about me. My name is Ashley Pickens. I live here in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been a real estate agent for about 14 years. I became a broker in 2018, and then I became an auctioneer in 2019. So I have navigated a lot of the different channels in the real estate industry, but this video is all about auctions, okay? I'm answering all the questions that I get when it comes to the auction. Okay, so the most common question that I get is, where do you find properties that are going up for auction? So most of the time, the best place to look would be the newspaper or online. Here in Memphis, you can check the daily news. You can check wherever you live, check your local paper, because it is required that the mortgage company, the person, whoever, the bank that has the house, has to formally announce it to the public. They have to announce it to the public that a house is going up for auction. And they usually do that by putting it in the newspaper. So check your newspapers. You can also Google. If I were you, I would Google trustee sale auctions in whatever city you live in, and you will get a list of people. There are a lot of third-party vendors that post auctions on their website. So put in trustee sale auctions in Memphis, in Miami, in Texas, in Dallas, wherever you live, and it should pull up a list of houses that are going up for auction. The bank is required to announce that the house is going up for auction so people who have an interest in the house can know that the house is going up for auction. Anybody who would have an interest in that property, or if the homeowners owe them money, you know? So a lot of times I will see when I'm reading the notice of sale, which is what I have to read before the properties get auctioned off, it'll list the interested parties. And sometimes it'll say the IRS. Sometimes it'll say Chase Bank has is interested in the property, or that means the owner of the house probably owes them money and they are interested in possibly getting some of the money when the house sells. Okay, so but my point is they have to publicly announce that the house is going up for auction. Okay, another commonly asked question I get is, Ashley, are you really at the courthouse steps auctioning off real estate properties? And the answer is yes. I am literally here at the county courthouse steps auctioning off properties. So you can find me there. In most counties, most cities, the auctions are conducted on your county courthouse steps. Okay, another commonly asked question I get is, what forms of payment do I accept at the auction? And this is super easy question to answer. It's basically two forms of payment I take. I only take certified funds. What are certified funds? Basically cashier's checks. That is the most common form of payment most people use. Cashier's checks or cash. What I do not take at the auction are credit cards. I don't take credit cards at the auction. I don't have a credit card machine. I don't take pre-approval letter. I do not accept those. So for example, when a bank or a mortgage company issues you a pre-approval letter, it's contingent on a home inspection, an appraisal, your taxes, your employment, your credit. It is not a guarantee that you can buy the house. At the auctions, when the highest bid is confirmed, I need your money then and there. No credit cards, no pre-approval letters, and no personal checks. Y'all know why I'm not taking a personal check. No personal checks. No credit cards, no pre-approval letters. Certified funds only. Cashier's checks and cash. that is what I would like. I prefer cashier's checks because sometimes the opening bid is $100,000. I don't want you to bring me $100,000 in cash at the courthouse steps. Bring me a cashier's check. Cashier's check. That's just easier, safer for everybody involved. Totally up to you what kind of cash, the amount of the cashier's checks you get. You can get 10 increments of 10s, increments of 50s. Depending on what the opening bid is, you can at least get the opening bid amount. If the opening bid is $53,000, you can at least get a cashier's check for $50,000 and then maybe get increments of fives, you know, like three $5,000 cashier's checks, you know, so you'll have the one big check and then the other increments. Like I've had an instance where it's only one bidder. When there's only one bidder at the auction, they usually get it for $1 over. So if the opening bid is $50,000, they will get it for $50,001 if it's only one bidder there. That has happened to me several times. But you just gotta figure that out. That comes with the process. If I were you, I would like come to an auction just to see how it goes, see the flow. Maybe in your city, the bids jump up by 10,000 or 50,000, so you kind of know what kind of monies you need to bring. The majority of the times, these houses are purchased sight unseen, but you should still do your due diligence. That means definitely drive by the house. Once you get the address, drive by. I do not recommend you peeking through the windows or walking up to the house or maybe trying to open the door. I do not recommend that at all because sometimes somebody might still be living in the house. So as far as safety goes, I would not recommend doing that. But you can definitely drive by the front of the house. See if the roof has any damage. See what repairs you can spot or what kind of condition the house is in from the outside. Is the paint chipped? These are some things that you can see from the outside of the house. Are there broken windows? Is the house boarded up? The house might be boarded up. So check and see. Drive by at nighttime. Maybe look at the neighbors' houses. You know, see what kind of neighborhood it's in. See if it'll be a good investment. With all investments, be it stock, real estate, whatever it is, it's always going to be a certain amount of risk involved. So if you can't see the inside of it, you need to kind of set a cushion for how much repairs could be and make sure there's enough room between what you pay at the opening bid and what you can sell it for, and factor in those repairs. It's gotta make sense. All investors know, anybody in real estate, we all know it's a numbers game. So my advice, here's my advice, my little 2 cents. You gotta take your feelings out of it a lot of times. Get out your feelings and look at the numbers. It's all about the numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, do not bid on the house. If the opening bid is too high, there is no point in bidding on the house. So this leads me into the next question. Are people still living in the house? And the answer is it possibly could be somebody still living in the house. Squatters could be in the house. The homeowners could still be in the house. But if you do end up winning the house at auction and people live in it, then you're gonna have to go through the eviction process to get the people out of the house. So that is another thing you need to factor in when it comes to purchasing houses at the auction. People could possibly still be living in the house. Do I have keys to the property? I do not. I don't have keys to the property. Depending on the week, I have 5 or 10 houses that are going up for auction. They don't send me any keys. So just plan on getting the house rekeyed if you have the highest bid. Okay, so this also reminds me of, a lot of people ask me, so how do I get the deed or the title to the property? So once you pay your money, here in Memphis, I work really closely with an attorney's office that has a lot of these properties. So usually within 24 hours, they will mail out the deed to you. There has been instances, I will say this, I have heard of one of the investors who buy at the auction all the time, says that he bought a house, paid for it at the auction, and they went out and rekeyed it. About a week later in the mail, they got a refund back of all their money. So what happened was the owners, I guess, got the house out of foreclosure, or they paid for it and the homeowners got it back. So they sent him a refund in the mail. He had already rekeyed it. I don't know if he had started work on it, but the paperwork, I guess the homeowners got it back before they filed the paperwork saying that it had gone to auction and been, awarded to someone else. I have no idea how it works anywhere else in any other cities, but that's how it works here in Memphis, Tennessee. So we usually get the deed to you. You don't have that problem with the homeowners coming back, redeeming the property after you paid for it. Okay, so let's say the winning bid is $7,100. All you have is a cashier's check for $10,000. Now you won the house for $7,100. Yes, I still want your entire $10,000 cashier's check. So I'm gonna write you a receipt. It'll have all your information. I'll get all your information on it with your address and everything. And then we will issue you a refund in the mail. So yes, if you won the house for $7,000 and all you have is a $10,000 cashier's check, I want your $10,000 cashier's check. So keep that in mind. But a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get cashier's checks in increments. So they'll get some $1,000 cashier's checks, or maybe $10,000 or $5,000 cashier's check. Okay, so since I am an auctioneer, I'm gonna kind of walk you through the process of the auction, how it works. So I'll put up the forms in the video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But once you get to the auction, you have to sign in. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sign-in sheet, and it's going to ask you the vesting name. A lot of people buy houses in their LLC. If you have an LLC, so your name might be Joe Brown, but your LLC name is Brown Investment Company. So when you sign in, it's going to say, what is the vesting name? And you're going to put Brown Investment LLC. So when I write you your receipt, when they send you the deed in the mail, it'll have Brown Investment LLC and not your personal name. But if you are buying it in your personal name, that would be the vesting name too. So I get you to sign in. It's a bidder sign-in sheet. I will put this on the screen so you can see it. So I need you to, everybody signs in. Everybody who was there, you sign in so I can get your information. And so then I have to read the notice of sale. So it could be 1 page, it could be 2 pages. I have to read this. This is like the public announcement that this house is going up for auction. So I read the notice of sale, and then I'll let you know if there are any interested parties in the house. Then I will announce what the opening bid is. It could be $7,000. It could be $100,000. I'll announce the opening bid, and then that's when everybody who wants to bid, that's when it starts. So if the opening bid is $7,000, the first person will say plus 100, right? So 7,100. Then the next person, however many people are there, usually we go by hundreds. Plus, so it'll be 7,100, 7,200. So then sometimes people will be like, okay, let's move this along. So then somebody will say 8,000. Then it'll be 8,100, 8,200. Then we'll get 10. And then it goes on from there. So if this is your first auction, I would say feel it out. Get the tempo, see how it's going. Don't just get excited and get out there and just spend all your money. So that's how it goes. Everybody goes until people fall off. And then whoever has the highest bid, they are the winner. They are the winner. And so they come over to me. I write them a receipt right then and there. So I think I kind of went over everything with the property. Like I said, if you are the bidder with the highest, you have the highest bid and you win, I give you a receipt. I usually give people the notice of sale so you can have that. And within a couple of days, the deed will come to you and that property is yours. If I did not by chance answer a question that you have, please feel free to leave it below and I will do my best to answer it. Again, I'm in Memphis, so I'm not sure how other cities, handle auctions, but I could try to find out. I'll try to find out for you. And And last but not least, I asked my followers on Instagram if you wanted me to do a weekly vlog, and everybody said yes. So I am going to start the weekly vlog next week. So you'll get kind of a behind the scenes look at how auctions work, how I prepare for an auction, how like a day in the life of real estate agents, how I market, plus mom life. So you will get all of that. I will do a weekly vlog starting next week. So make sure to subscribe if you are interested in seeing that. So again, thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. You learned more about the auction. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.